Well, summer is almost here, and it's the perfect time to get out with your family, out fishing, particularly with the kids, and to talk about what you need to keep them focused and interested. It's our fishing expert, Jason Matity. Thanks for being here.
Hey, I'm glad to be here for sure.
You got the technique down. I like that.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to do my perch shiver, just a little quiver, wiggle that they love to catch.
What species should we be focusing on if we're taking the kids out there?
Yeah, well, perch, is really the one that you want to focus on with kids. Kids, are perch small? Yes, they are. Kids don't care. They just want something to bend the rod, And the beauty of perch is that they can be relatively easy to find. They're available all year. They're in shallow water, so you don't need a boat. You can do very well from a boat too, but it's the action, Daryl, and it's just you can catch, if you find them, you can catch 100 of these things in one day.
Right. They just want the picture with the fish, right?
Absolutely.
And how do we get them?
Well, what you do is, if you do have a boat, you want to sort of get started by trying to find out where they're holding. And if you do that, then you can throw out the anchor and do some vertical jigging. I took up my old pal Kelly here and his young son Spencer, and we got Spencer's first fish.
Oh, look at that.
It was a perch. And he was pretty ecstatic.
That's a pretty big moment for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that was a good perch too. That's one of the bigger ones. They're also very tasty, and there's lots of them. So I encourage people to keep perch and have a really nice meal. And as they say, it's just all about the action. And when you're into the perch zone and you're using the jigs and you're using the worms and stuff that you can dig, you can start the adventure early. You can dig the worms in your garden. You just need little tiny worms to load up your jig with, and you can even poke the odd walleye too, because they're hanging in there where the perch are.
We were seeing images of fishing from a boat, but what if somebody's out there watching? I don't have a boat. Shoreline?
Yeah, you know what? Anywhere along the shoreline is good. As the summer progresses and we get more what we call defined weed line, there's kind of that 0 feet of water to about 3 feet where there are no weeds, and perch will run that inside of the weed edge. So you can just pitch jigs, little tiny jigs right towards it. I did bring some jigs along here and different lures that, really, really small stuff. So you need a close-up in order to see it, obviously. But this is one a little bit more aggressive. This is the real bait Fergie spoon in miniature, so that works really, really well. You have plain Jane spoon with a clacker on it. Tiny, tiny jig. This is like 1/16 ounce. And sometimes when they're aggressive, you can even rip this in a little bit deeper water. The snap wrap is also a good one. And of course, my favorite all time, the miniature real bait flasher jig with the spinner on the back. 16th ounce jig is really, really good, of course, too.
You didn't bring my favorite of all time. That's the 5 of diamonds. This might be the first time we've talked where you didn't bring that one.
Well, and that's a very good point. I could have brought, they have the tiny, tiny little ones
right.
This big that we would really need to zoom in to see, but those work really, really well for perch. And the one rod that you have there too, Daryl, we've got a bobber on there. If you can stay above the weeds, and as the weeds and stuff grow on the bottom, you can just float that bait up above the bottom. It just drives the perch nuts. They see it there, they get hypnotized, kind of just like a magician would do, and they're like, I can't take it anymore.
Important to stay, and important to stay hydrated and keep the bugs off the sun away when we're talking about the temperatures we got right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good if you've got the wraparound sunglasses, that helps keep the glare down, and you can sometimes actually see the fish strike. But obviously, sunscreen if it's going to be hot. Wear your hat. Bug spray too. There's actually combo products of bug spray and sunscreen, which I didn't bring here today. And of course, take lots of water. You wouldn't believe how dehydrated you get out there.
Somebody wants information on this, anything else that you guys do. I know you got some great shows at Cabela's all the time. How do they get a hold of you? How do they find you?
Yeah, for sure. You can go to Matitysgetfishing.com, or even quicker, go getfishing.ca. No last G on getfishing. Just getfishing with an N.ca.
Thank you, Jason, for being here. There's some tips and tricks for getting your kids out on the water this summer.